Welcome, viewers. I'm Margie Benavides. Welcome to my channel. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I'm originally from San Francisco. I've been here in Portland for about 20 years, and I love it. I'll just tell you a little about my background. I was a dental assistant for 20 years, and I managed a front office. I was married to a dentist, and today I am an interpreter, mostly medical interpreting, but I've also done a lot of grand jury hearings. And one of the things, to be a proficient interpreter, you have to be able to listen and memorize, of course, because you want to render the message how it's given. And so that's one of the reasons why I like looking at the YouTube channel and the different it's pretty good variety of things, and especially with the true crime, I found that really interesting. Some of the cases, that just comparing it to some of the things that I've seen and that I've heard when I've worked in the court. Of course, we don't comment at all, we just do our job. So today, I want to talk about the Dan Markel murder, which happened in Tallahassee, Florida back in 2014. His ex-wife, Wendi Adelson, is who I want to talk about today. And I'm looking at this from the point of view of ordinary people. I've talked to some friends and neighbors, and people have pretty polarized, I would say, ideas about and opinions about this case. So starting from the beginning, just a little bit about her, the interview that she had the first day when she was brought to the police station when she was out having lunch with her friends. We know that she did drive by the scene of the crime, and she has testified that there was some sort of obstruction, she says, police tape. And first she said she didn't drive down that street and that she continued up Centerville, but we know that she didn't. She had to drive a few minutes into the street, Trescott, and when she got to the police tape, and there was an officer there and that was blocking, who saw her clear as day, and he said that she was pretty much the only car that turned around quickly and left. Everyone else slowed down and did their little U-turns. But one thing that she said at from the beginning at the police station was when it suddenly occurred to her that she made the connection that she had seen all this police activity, the police presence on Trescott, right in front of her ex-husband's house, where her children spent the night that night and that morning, that she just thought it was a downed tree. She says this over and over and over. And in fact, when she testifies the few times, I guess 3 times now, that she's testified, each time I noticed, we commented about this, my friends and I, that she still acts like she's back there when it happened. The shrugging of the shoulders and no, I just thought it was a downed tree. And it's like, hello, you know the end of the story. If it was a downed tree, why wouldn't that alarm her also? Because these are her children that are there, and if she absolutely hates her ex-husband, from what I understand, she actually does. These are her children who spent the night there. If there's a lot of danger in downed trees. In fact, I think once she said that she thought there were a couple of downed trees. That's just absolutely ridiculous. She did say that, though. Downed trees can cause a lot of damage, and they can kill people. We know that branches maim people at the very least when they're out camping. So there's a lot of police cars there. That's never not for nothing. Just like when she was found at the restaurant, and they were tracking her, and they found her. That doesn't happen every day either. So if she did not immediately make that connection, that's a lie. That's ridiculous. Okay, so there was a lot about that we thought, even if it was a down tree again, it could have, her kids could still be in danger, and or if not, what if just the house was destroyed? These are things that you would think that would matter to her. Okay, so the other thing is Katie McBanlow's lawyer had interviewed her when she was on the witness stand, and remember that was a little bit fiery there, and he told her he asked her, had she not asked her family. I think that the DA also asked that, in fact, but he asked her specifically, had she talked to her brother? Why did he do this, or try to get information? Nope, she never has talked to her family as her answer. She has not talked about this, not with her brother, not with her family, not with anyone. She doesn't listen to the news. She doesn't listen to podcasts, the radio, nothing, newspapers, nothing. Yet she was vehemently denying the fact that her family could have had anything to do with this. No, my family did not have anything to do with this. My family did not do, she's the one who mentioned their names before anybody else did, the very first day. But she said, she said over and over that she has not read anything or heard anything or seen anything on television, and that she has never spoken to her family about this case, not to her brother, not to anyone. She spoke about her family to the police when she was interviewed that that first day. So there was something else that we noticed, is that when she was with the advocate, that nice lady, I think her name is Sarah, she made the phone call to her parents. Her mother answered, and that was, boy, that's the definition of grandstanding. This was ridiculous. Are you sitting down, Mom? Are you sitting down? We know for sure by all the correspondence back and forth that that family hated Mr. Markel. They just hated him, and that's so sad. But to say to her mother, are you sitting down? Are you sitting down? She's going to present this big news. And she proceeds to tell her about what happened to Dan. Okay. When she hung the phone up, she looked at the advocate, Sarah, and she said, well, they sounded very surprised. I'm glad, because that at least proves that they had nothing to do with this. So that's another ridiculous thing for a reasonable person doesn't say something like that. But I just wanted to say that I guess now the Tallahassee Police Department can, maybe they want to adopt that Wendi Adelson's method of finding out who is guilty and who is not. Okay? She thinks it'll work with her family, so maybe it'll work with everybody else. Sure. Yeah, right. So at least they sounded surprised, and that's ridiculous. That's just crazy to even say something like that. The thing about family, she tries to deny this when she's being interviewed on the stand about the fact that she brought her brother's name up. Nobody coerced her in any way to mention anybody. Not anybody, but not her brother, not her parents. And those are, when she said this several times when she was being interviewed. She said this to the detective, and she also said this to the advocate also. I mean, I really hope that somebody that I know didn't do this because they might have thought that this would be good. This is ridiculous also. Okay. What kind of friends do you have that you think somebody's going to do this? It has nothing, obviously, that, normal people don't do this. The only people that would be crazy enough for you to convince, for you to incite to get to this point seems to be exactly who you said. Okay, your brother and your parents. You said over and over how much hatred the parents had. You never said that her brother had hatred for him. You just said he said that ridiculous joke, which you try to deny that you had ever repeated it, but you did over and over and over. And I do feel sorry for the Best Buy guy. He probably wished that he would have called in sick that day, that poor guy, what he was subjected to. But this is inappropriate, at the very least, to say something so strange, so disturbing, and then call it a joke. It's not a joke, okay? It never was a joke. It's not funny in any way. The fact that the man was murdered by hitmen that day, too, that's crazy. Also, when Wendi did her podcast, I remember listening to this, and that she said that that he was shot in the back of the head, likely by professionals. Okay, well, no, there's nothing about this case, the way that these hitmen acted, that was professional in any way. It's despicable to even suggest that. But these were cheap, two-bit thugs, starting with the girlfriend. That's what she was. And that was Charlie's girlfriend, and he testified and why he liked her so much and why he dated her. Yeah, whatever. Normal people do not present a question like, do you know somebody who can hurt somebody? Because people, like I know I would, we run. That's where you jump out the window in the back when, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom, and you just sneak out the window. You don't hang around somebody like that. But of course, just as he knew, she admits to saying, yeah, sure. Yeah, this is a great couple. This is wonderful. And look where they are now. Do you see that? That poor man had no idea. I'm so sorry for what he went through, and I feel so sorry for his beautiful family. They're really good people. And he was, what really stands out is what a great father he was. He was an intelligent man. He was a responsible man. And also, speaking about that, when Wendi Adelson says that the reason that she wanted to go to leave Tallahassee and go to Miami is to provide a loving, stable environment for her children. They had their mother and their father. That is what they need, okay? Nowhere is it written. In fact, I'm in the state of Oregon. You do see a lot of grandparents raising their grandchildren, not by choice either, usually. So the normal thing is for them to be with their loving parents, all right? That is the stable, loving family, all right? So this is a woman who's gone to, 6 different schools, and there's nothing about her that she would not want to be, that she could sell, that Tallahassee was so horrible that she needed to come running home with her kids. That's ridiculous. Nobody believes it, okay? And I really do, especially now that Donna Adelson is, she's been arrested, and now she's getting ready for her trial. I noticed that she looked different this time. A couple days ago, I was watching her in court. She looks more serious. She looks like she knows what's happening, the real truth of everything. Unlike before, that she looked like a goofball. That weird, Cheshire cat smile and laughing, and that was so disturbing. She looked so like a drug addict, really. She looks more stable now. She looks more serious. Looks like she's filled out a little bit. She looks healthier. Definitely looks healthier. And good, because she should be in control of all her faculties when she goes on trial. I think that's going to be very important. So it's good she's off those Xanaxes. I noticed also that Wendi is nothing, she has nothing to do with her family at all now. And you can hear that on those wiretapes where Donna is crying bitter tears and telling them to bury her in the dress she bought for the boy's bar mitzvah and whatnot. On and on about your brother asks about you. I don't have the heart to tell him you never ask about him. See, Wendi didn't want to go to southern Florida to be close to her mom and dad. That was like maybe when she was 12. She didn't want that. That was another thing that she was doing to incite, to make the parents. That's why Donna was so relentless with those crazy emails and all the things that you need to do with these kids, abusing the kids, really, That's crazy. The father was right. Everything he said, he was right. But the point is that I believe that what's really the point here is that she was promising her mother, her parents, that they were going to be the co-parents, and they wanted that badly. That's the whole point. It's not that she wanted to be close to them. She couldn't care less, really. You can tell. She, you could say she wants to separate herself from the stench, and that's why she has nothing to do with them. This has been years, and this is crazy stuff. She never felt that kind of bond with them that they thought that they had. They went so far, that whole arrogant family, and maybe all of them on their pills or whatever, that they thought that this was something that it was their right to do. You're not supposed to hate people to begin with, but to carry it to this extreme, to think that you really own somebody's soul, but you can't take their soul either way. But for now, these children don't have a father right here on this earth where we all are. It's a sad thing that happened to this nice man. He didn't deserve that. And so there are a few more things that I've thought about when I was listening to the Jeff Lacasse interviews. My opinion of Jeff, this is her ex-boyfriend, is I don't feel sorry for him. I believe he's telling the truth. I think that he might embellish a little bit, maybe, but I believe he's telling the truth. I think that who knows, he should have said something that would have been good. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I also thought about this. Given the exact same circumstances, the exact same situation, what would Dan Markel have done if it was the other way around? Okay, so there's one more thing. Jeff mentioned that she was obsessed with trashing Dan, the whole family was, and that she spoke daily about wanting to get out of Tallahassee. But she was especially neurotic, he said, really nervous and anxious in June, sometime at the end of June. And so much when he went over to her house that he had to leave and go running to find a pharmacy to buy her Pepto-Bismol. She never told him what the point was, why she was so nervous, so upset. But then then she broke up with him shortly after that, as we know. About 2 weeks after the murder is that dinner that she had with Charlie, with her brother. The two of them went out, as she says, to eat a meal where she vomited on the restaurant table. She was in a restaurant, she vomited on the table. And there's always somebody else to blame. I guess the hostess is to blame for sitting them in the bar first, whatever. Okay, I think she's over 21. I just started thinking that this is pure speculation. This is only my speculation. I wondered if she was pregnant because the nauseous stomach in June, and then now we're in August, the beginning of August. And she does something like that. As she said herself, that's the first time that's ever happened. Well, I could tell you that's everybody that I know has never done that. People have done ridiculous things at times, but that's just gross. I mean, children do that, not adults. All right. So that's it for today. I'm going to come back in a couple of days. I have more interesting things that, as I say, ordinary people we have our opinions and how we want to express the way that we feel about this, especially now that Donna's ready to go on trial. Okay, catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.